There is a new nonprofit in town trying to raise awareness about a little-known neurological disorder. It is Chiari malformation and affects about 1 in 1,000 people. For more information, we turn to founder and International Chiari Association president and survivor Pete Dalbello. And in a minute, we'll talk about an interesting Santa Barbara High School connection. But first of all, let me just ask you about the disorder and how it affects people.
Well, Chiari is a serious neurological disorder where the lower part of the brain, the cerebellum, which controls balance and coordination, descends out of the brain towards the spinal canal.
Okay.
And it causes headaches, which is the main symptom, neck pain, trouble walking,
okay.
And so several different symptoms.
Okay, so those are the symptoms. And why is it often misdiagnosed?
I think because so many of the symptoms are similar to other problems, and then the fact that not very many medical people know about it. Even most doctors and nurses don't even know about Chiari, which is why it took 36 years for me to be diagnosed.
Okay. How did you finally realize what the problem was? I kind of read a little bit about information that you had sent over that you had spent a lot of time not knowing what was wrong. How did you finally realize, and how was that remedied?
Well, what happened was in 2000, the pain and fatigue was so bad that I eventually just had to resign from work, and that started a journey basically of going from doctor to doctor for 8 years, and finally they did an MRI on my cervical spine, which is the neck. And the pain was so bad, and that's when they found out that that I had Chiari.
Okay. How did surgery change your life then?
Surgery was a major neurosurgery. It's completely changed my life. What they do is they take a small piece of the back of the skull and remove the back of C1 to create more space. And if I didn't have the surgery, I'd be in a wheelchair right now.
Okay. And so right now, there are still certain symptoms that, that you suffer from?
There's still certain symptoms like the headaches and fatigue, and my left side is totally different than my right side, and among other things. But I'm very fortunate. There are a lot of people that are in worse shape than I am. There's a lot of people with Chiari you know, like I tell people, I say, I'm fortunate I have insurance, I can talk, I can walk, I can see, I can hear. There's a lot of people with Chiari can't do one or any of those things, and there's so many children that have had more surgeries than years of life.
What could have, if you didn't get surgery and this was never figured out, potentially would you have just lived in the same situation, or what could have gotten a lot worse?
It could have gotten much worse. It would eventually be in a wheelchair, and so I'm really fortunate. Really fortunate. And that's one of the reasons why the organization exists, because I know how fortunate I am that things could be so much worse, and then we could help people around the world.
All right, well, we're glad to have you here talking about it, and we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to talk a lot more about the foundation and how you try to raise awareness and what you're doing here locally, and across the world for that matter.
Thank you so much.
Stay with us. We'll be right back. We are back with Pete Dalbello. He is the founder of the International Chiari Association. Thanks for joining us. The first segment, you kind of told us about your story and how you were able to figure out what this problem was. Explain a little bit about the foundation now. What is the goal?
The goal of the International Chiari Association is to spread awareness and raise research funds to help not only just the medical community, but the general public in large learn about Chiari.
Okay.
And I'm very fortunate. I have a team of 21 people, 9 board members and 12 advisors. And actually, I've known all the board for more than 20 years, 2 for more than 30 years. So I've been very fortunate to have a really good support system to, otherwise the organization would not have be as efficient as we are, that's for sure.
And there's a really interesting Santa Barbara High School connection from what I understand.
Oh, definitely. We have actually 11 of the 21 are Santa Barbara High graduates. All 9 of the board are Santa Barbara High graduates, and 7 of the 21 are from the class of '90. So we definitely are proud of our olive and gold.
All right. Tell me a little bit more about Chiari malformation. Who does it affect? Is there any one group that it really affects more than another?
It affects females 3 times more often than males. But it affects all races, all throughout the world. And some of the areas that I know that we'll be helping are places that have no knowledge at all about Chiari.
Okay. And that's you were telling me just before we started here about what you're doing online and your website, and you mentioned a YouTube channel where you're hoping to produce some original content as well. So.
That's correct. Yeah, actually, we're the first Chiari nonprofit to develop our own channel on the YouTube network. It's called the International Chiari Association Network, or better known as ICANN. And we have a lot of different videos, Chiari related, already there. And then in January or February, we're going to work on producing our own original content, which will be a weekly videos relating to Chiari, which is another first. Okay,
and you mentioned your website, you're trying to get it in a bunch of different languages as well, so Santa Barbara-based nonprofit can go international.
That's correct. Actually, our website's actually already been visited by nearly 30 states and over 12 countries, and our website actually translates into 12 different languages, and which I'm really excited about, so people can learn about Chiari in their own native tongue. Okay. So it's really, really exciting.
And this is something that also affects young children as well, and you have also some items that kind of help promote. You mentioned you have a bracelet here that helps.
This is a bracelet. Coloring. This is a bracelet we have. This is one of the things we're looking at is Chiari-friendly items, which are items that make life easier for the Chiari, and it could be anybody can wear them as well. It's like our bracelet here is. You know, it's easier to put on, and then we're also working on shirts that have a larger neck, so it'd be easier to pull on and off, and hats, because like baseball caps put a little too much pressure on the back of the skull. And we've also designed, we also have 2 mascots, and one is Courage the Bear.
All right.
And Loyalty Dog. Actually, Loyalty Dog is a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel. Okay. And one of the problems that they could have is Chiari. And so we have these coloring pages on the website for the kids of all ages that they can download it. And we hope to develop them further along. Right. And
all to help raise awareness, especially with kids, and to get the information out there. What is the website? This is the final question. If people want to know more information, how can they find out?
Sure, they can visit us at www.chiariassociation.org. And we're also having our birthday fundraiser. Actually, I'm turning 40.
All right.
And which I'm actually looking forward to, because it's actually the birthday wish on Facebook is to help the ICA. And we have a link on the website.
All right. Great. Thank you very much for coming in. We'll have people check out the website and help raise awareness. So I appreciate your time today.
Great. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
That does it for In Focus for today. We'll be right back.